Hey, shout out to Footballer's Diary.
Shout out Footballer's Diary.
Greatest asset is
LAFC. This is episode 2 of Footballer's Diary with Belmar Joseph. Man, we're really happy to have you on the show.
Thank you so much for having me today.
If you could just start with a little bit of your backstory. So you also, on top of being, at Villanova, you are the New Jersey state champion.
Yes, correct. I played high school soccer at St. Benedict's Prep, and we're first in the country, but we have not 14 national champion.
Wow, that's awesome, man. And Kearney, New Jersey is very famous because it's produced a lot of, national team players. What part of New Jersey are you from? And can you tell us a little bit about what you know of the history there for soccer?
So I'm from West Orange, New Jersey, and I can say that there's a lot of great soccer players that come out of New Jersey, especially at St. Benedict's, where you can see Claudio Reyna, Ty Ramos, like a lot of great soccer players. But also,
Big
there's
names.
a lot of soccer players under, like, how can I say, under the covers that you might not even know that maybe not made it pro, but there's a lot of them that came from West Orange, or they even came from New Jersey in general.
One thing I think is really cool about New Jersey, like for other places, I think club soccer, and you did play club, but I think club soccer is big in other places, but New Jersey high school soccer is really big, and I think it's a better fit for the U.S. high school soccer. Do you feel like that those rivalries and those games and being within those high school environments are more like meaningful, exciting than you would say for club?
Yes, I think 100%, because I seen Benedict is like you're representing your high school, you're representing like your friends, and then obviously when you go play against like other teams such as Pennington, like it's a big game. Like I had to play against St. Nations, who is from Ohio, and then that was like number one versus number two. Where
Yeah,
at that time we were number two, but like games like that brings it was a great atmosphere. Like fans, like all our friends came to watch that game, even though it was raining. Like
wow,
it was very fun. Like it motivated us. It was like a little glimpse of like how a professional game is, like how a classical could be. And
right.
pretty
And it's almost like a national team feel. Like that's my high school, right? Like it's like it's almost more than yeah, it's cool, bro. So how did you Villanova is like to me like that Philadelphia um PA scene for soccer is also like a really great area for soccer. I've been to Villanova games before. I'm in Miami, so I know like the quality and the type of school Villanova is. How did you get there?
So I had a game against Red Bulls, and then one of the coaching staff came to see me play, and like he was there at the time, and he just scouted me, and then sent me a message and to come visit the school,
Wow.
and I consider, like, let me visit the school, let me see how this program is compared to other schools that also were interested in me.
Wow. So this was like a league game or like what type of was it a
It
tournament?
was a scrimmage, actually. It was just a scrimmage, and then it was just a scrimmage.
That's awesome. Oh, so he had so this was like the Red Bulls coach or it was an actual coach from Villanova.
It was Astro coach from Villanova that came
Wow.
to the game. Yeah,
That's awesome, man. What do you feel like the transition has been to cuz you're a freshman, right?
yeah, it's freshman.
That's crazy. And so a lot of, for especially D1, a lot of freshmen don't play or, aren't, you've made a considerable impact already. Um, w- I can't say that you've had like too much of a hard time transitioning, but what has it been? What's your experience?
I feel like thanks to my coaches at Cedar Stars, I was able to play USL two, and then play with USL two. Like I feel like the level was also good enough, and I was able to play in it. And
Hmm.
then just making my transition to college, it wasn't really difficult, because like I know myself, I know that I'm able to do it by the help of all my coaching staff, like from everywhere I've been through, and I was able to transition good, like, to the next level.
Man, that's awesome. I'm so happy for you. So, at the club level and high school level, there's not as much international. You're playing the best of the U.S., but when you get to D1, there's a huge international presence. Have you taken anything from that? Have you found it to be like more difficult? Have you seen any different styles? What's your experience there?
For Villanova, there's only one international player. His name is Dom. He's from Germany, and I feel like. Plus, I also played in Europe for a little bit, so I
Yeah,
could
I
see
heard
his
about
playing.
that. We got to get into that.
Yeah, because I could see his playing style. I really like his playing style a lot, and also other players from Europe that we play against in other teams. I could see that. I like how they play. Like they really play soccer in a different way, and you could say maybe you could say like they play soccer better, but like really do admire how they play.
Hmm.
But at the end of the day, like as soon as you step on the field, everybody is the same. It doesn't matter where you come from. You just gotta
Right.
show your impact every time.
Absolutely, man. So okay, so since you brought it up, we'll get into it. So I was, going through. I seen you from the New Jersey State Championship. I seen the highlight of the game, and you obviously had a big impact there. But when I was researching, I seen that you played for PSG. Is
Correct.
How did that happen?
So that's a funny story because I went to France with my parents just for vacation,
Hmm.
and afterwards, we were just doing some research about tryouts, and I try out for them. And then it was like normally it was 5 rounds of tryouts, but I made it in 2 rounds, and then I just like stayed over there. I just stayed playing with. I was another American also at the time. His name was Kevin Kelly. So I played with him over there, and I played with a
Wow.
lot of good players over there also.
That's crazy, man. So I I actually almost moved to France this summer, but it was difficult with like the visa situation, and
Yeah,
so it didn't end up working out. But I got to see all of those like youth academies, ACBB, PSG, Red Star. A lot of those academies people don't even know about
hmm
here in the States had some of the best soccer that I've seen, and that experience to me was kind of eye opening because it was the practices and everything was with the ball. I didn't see like physical conditioning like that much. It wasn't like a huge part of those practices. But did you see a difference in level of training there?
Yeah, for sure. Like, cause in France, the level of training was like way higher. Cause everybody wanted to make the roster. Everybody wanted to be the starting 11. Everybody wanted to be the best. So like, training become even harder than games because
Hmm.
like, and that's
Right,
one thing I really admire about Europe and I really admire about France because even though you're trying to be like Messi, you're trying to be like Neymar, you can't because you take two touches, boom, somebody's behind your back or trying to tackle the ball off you. So
right.
I feel like just the training sessions and everything it was very difficult.
That's amazing, man. And um, but you have your background. You're Haitian. You're Haitian. Your parents are Haitian.
Yeah, my parents are Haitian.
Because I know like Haitian passports. Sometimes you're allowed to play in France. Um, was that to play there?
So that was also another problem when I was playing for PSG. I couldn't play every games over there because of FIFA like reasonings of not having a French passport or anything at a
Right.
young age. So that was one reason I couldn't really play too much games. So I moved to from PSG. I moved to another team called Saxel,
Hmm.
AASS
Yeah,
Saxel.
absolutely.
So that's also one of the clubs that like I really admired. Also at the time, they helped me get me a license for me to play, and I yeah, pretty
That's
much with
awesome,
that.
man. That's a really cool experience. From here, right? From D1, what's your goals? Is it going back to France, MLS Super Draft? What are you thinking?
So as for right now, I just focus on the presence right now. Just work as hard as I can to make the team go as far as possible in the NCAA tournament.
Right.
And then whatever God wants me to do is either go back to Europe, or go to MLS. But as right now, I'm just focused on the present.
I really love that thinking, and it's one thing I like. On Instagram, you are really big on your faith, and one thing that we've talked about on the show before is how a lot of the best players, maybe they might be different faith. Like obviously in France, like there's a large Muslim population, and those Muslim players or those Christian players who have that deep faith, they almost it's almost like helpful with their lifestyle because it's kind of strict. Can you talk a little bit about how your faith uh, interacts with the sport.
Yeah, cause me, I'm a Christian, so I really have a high faith in Christ, and soccer is like you need to have a lot of faith, and for me, I put all my faith in God. I put all my
Absolutely.
faith, everything I do in Him, because like, yeah, there's a lot of chaos, a lot of animosity involved around the sport. So you can't really involve your hope in somebody. But I put my hope in God. So that's what I mostly like preach and like talk or spread the gospel most of the time, because I'm here. Like, I'm here at Villanova. I'm here. I went to France. I went to this place. It's not only by my talent, but it's by like God's work in me. So I just gotta pay that little work back, little like
Yeah, pay
talent
it
that he
back.
had gave me. Yeah, pay it back by just spreading the word.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. And so, being a Haitian American, have you thought a little bit about, obviously you're building, a pretty amazing resume. So at some point, like national team has to be, on the table for you. Have you thought about that?
Yes, I thought about 100%. And yeah, like I'm open to receiving both calls, Haiti or USA. So yeah, I would
Awesome,
love to
man.
play for both, because especially I love my Haitian descent. I love eating my Haitian food,
That's right.
and then at the same time I do love being around America. And I love it was also my goal to play for U.S. national team. So yeah.
You might appreciate this. This this ball is was signed by Jean-Jacques Pierre when they were preparing
Oh.
for the World Cup. So it has like Nazon has a lot of the Haitian players on here, and for me Jean-Jacques Pierre was like the best Haitian player ever. So I figure you could appreciate this.
Yeah, I do. I like that a lot.
Yeah, man. So what has if you could tell us a little bit about like the experience of a D1 soccer player. Large experience with soccer. You've club, high school, Europe, now D1. What separates D1 from the rest of those things?
I feel like D1 is like, as athletically you're like a professional soccer player, and at the same time you're also handling school at the same time. But like it's not it could be tiring at some point of time, but like if you manage your time management properly, like it's gonna figure out itself. And like, yeah, it's not really difficult as many people might maybe seem as,
Hmm.
but it just depends. Plus, it depends on your major
Right.
and please when you're studying. So yeah.
Are you also going to do USL two, like in the off season?
Yeah, I am.
Where were you thinking about playing?
I see the stars rush.
Oh yeah, because you can go back to there. Awesome, bro. Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, and you were so that's kind of like a nice transition for you. That's awesome.
Hmm.
Do you? So one thing that we talked about on the last episode was the actual system here in the U.S. with D1 USL two. Do you like that system? I personally do. I think it's actually kind of unique and pretty cool because it gives you like these two different routes and like these like you get to meet these different people with different experiences. But what do you personally think about this route in the U.S.?
I feel like this is a great route because it gives a lot of exposure to college athletes,
Right.
and during the off season, during the summertime. Plus, like other scouts, other teams that would like to see like athletes or college athletes play in the summer, they'll be able to see them play. Plus, it keep us fit and prepare for the next season upcoming.
Absolutely. And so just going back to New Jersey a little bit, because I think we didn't touch on it that much. What is like if you were to explain to somebody who's never experienced New Jersey soccer, how would you like categorize it? What would you say is the style? Things like that.
For me, I feel like New Jersey soccer is like South American soccer, because like you have a lot of different like part of people. Like you have French, you have Africans, you have everybody's, and like they all play the same type of way. Like it's a vibe. Like it's really
Yeah.
good. Like we could like at the same time we could play tiki taka, and at the same time we could play rough. Like we really good. Like New Jersey's a really good place. Like, I like it a
Yeah,
lot.
I first seen like New Jersey soccer from that Soccer Town USA documentary when they were like covering in the '90s. Was it the '90s? Yeah, like '80s, '90s. All the players that were coming out of Kearney, and it seemed like a very South American vibe. Like a lot of people were playing like street soccer, futsal, stuff like that, and it was like you don't see that everywhere else in the U.S.
hmm There's there's a place in West Orange that used to be a tennis court, but they changed it into a futsal,
Really?
and I feel like that spot is really it's really good because like everybody like I was majority of the time was the youngest person there, so I always play against guys like 5 or 6 years
And
older
it's
than me.
open, right? Like
So I feel
anybody
like
could
that
go.
yeah
That's
anybody could go.
awesome.
So like it was really good. It was really competitive. It was like five aside or yeah five aside and like two goals win like and plus is if you everybody want to bring the best players, bring the best teammates on the field. So like if you win, you stay on the field. And if you lose, like it's gonna be a tough time to
Right.
get back on the court because it's gonna be like a good hour wait, and then if it's an hour wait, everybody leaves. So that's why it's like really
You,
competitive
you do whatever it
at
takes to
that
stay on
spot.
that court. Yeah, bro,
Yeah.
that's awesome, man. What is so going back to D1, man? What is has there been any like surprises that you've had like with some of the games you played like and like especially is I really think what people don't know about D1 is some of the atmospheres like you're saying are like a professional environment, very good crowds, in the environment. Has there been anywhere that surprised you with like the event or the atmosphere?
Um, I feel like we played against Maryland, and then their fan
Crazy.
base is also very rough. They're rough and they're crazy and like they know everybody
Really?
names, and then they also knew one of our keepers' address.
What?
I don't know how they got that, but they knew one of our keepers' address, and then and also the fields like the locker rooms, the facility is really nice. Like compared to I can't like compared to some teams in
Yeah.
Europe is better. Then yeah, it's better. Like our facility is better,
So that's crazy.
but
So like
yeah.
when you were playing, they were like like yelling out his address or something.
Yeah, like when we were playing, then they were just yelling his address. Also, like each time like a player gets the ball, it'd be like, "Nah, you're not good. You're bad. This and that." Like yeah, like even in corners, it was like, "Oh, this, that," and like yeah, pretty much. But he didn't target me, so I was all right.
So that's crazy. No, that's an awesome story. Even though it is kind of rough when you're playing them, but it's still like it shows like how much like they're into the sport, right?
hmm
Into soccer and so that's pretty cool. Um, bro, how have you gotten so integrated? What do you think? Obviously, like you said, faith, but as far as soccer goes, like you've got a lot of playing time this year, right? Yeah, man.
Yeah, I
What
do.
do you think? Obviously they talk doing research on you. Your work ethic was mentioned quite a bit. What else do you think it might be, man? Like that really, keeps you, with seniors.
I feel like it just started at a really young age with my parents, especially my dad. Like he pushed me to a higher standard, like standards that you might be think that's crazy, but he pushed me to all that standards. So like I never put myself in a situation like, yeah, I'm the same as a freshman. I'm the same as this. Like I always put myself, I put my mindset is like, yeah, like I've been here before, and like I deserve this. Like how Mbappe's always said, like it doesn't matter about age. Like as
To
long as you
play.
could play, you step on the field, you could play. That's it. So that's just my mindset coming into college, just and everywhere I go, like that's just my mindset. And like plus, I love working hard because I know that working hard it takes you far. Even maybe you might not have the talent, maybe not like footwork, but if you work hard, you're gonna go
No,
far in life.
it's such a like slept on thing that kids like who are coming up just I don't know like they really don't get it. I don't know, maybe it's watching like and I'm not hating on Neymar. Neymar is so fun to watch Neymar, but it's like they think like that those like tricks equal success, and it's like nah, it's not the hard
Mm.
work will get you farther.
Yeah, they don't know that how like Neymar, like he been working hard, like when
Right.
he's young, like now, yeah, he could do like he could be tricking stuff, but like they don't know behind the scenes, like he was
Those
working
tricks
hard
were
too.
because of the work. You got your
Yeah.
dad. Uh can you tell us a little bit about, your family? Did you train with your dad? Stuff like that.
Yeah, so my dad was born in Haiti. Both my parents, my mom, and my dad were born in Haiti, but they moved to America at a young age. And my dad, he's also raised in like a soccer household, so I feel like I got that soccer genes from him. And then also my uncle, which my dad's brother, he was also a soccer player. So like I really learned a lot from them, like how they really love the game and they know the game a lot. And plus, like by going older, like I really got this
Mhm.
coach named Paul Nash. He really taught me a lot about soccer. So by him teaching me like soccer, and by my parents, my father teaching me about this stuff, like I just like became like I'm
You
here
got the
now.
bug.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
where did your uncle and your dad play in Haiti?
So they're originally
Mhm.
from Latibonique and like Liste, so that's little north of Port-au-Prince. And then, but the majority
Oh,
played
cool.
here in America. They played in East Orange, and then they also my uncle played in Essex County College, but my father played in
Nice,
King
man.
University. But but he also played with like the Metro Stars reserve team. Yeah, and his best friend, which is Rudy, like he also played in the Metro Stars. Like he was also one of like the
And
key
so
players in
soccer
the
is
team.
like you come from a soccer family.
Yeah, I do.
What about your mom? Does she like soccer too, or she's there because you guys are there?
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah, she loves soccer too, but she's not like she wasn't raised in soccer, but like yeah, she understand the game. Like even though like she might not know like some of the tactical ways, but she always tell me like she makes me humble. She just tells me like just always stay humble because like you never know when's your last day. Like you just gotta keep your head down and like keep working. Like yeah, like she's also one of my motivation. Like why I'm here.
That's awesome, man. So, Faith, you work hard. What do you do when you're not playing soccer?
Um, I like also at a young age I played pro table. I like to play pro table. I love basketball also. So also like and also like I love playing FIFA and like and chilling with my roommates and stuff like that
That's
and
awesome,
watching
man. And
movies.
so, have you got to experience soccer in the Philly area? Have you got to like kind of check it out?
Not really. I don't really know Philly that much because 'cause as soon as I came
Mhm.
here, it was straight to soccer. I visited Philly once, but I don't really. I would like to go out and see how the atmosphere is. I heard that there's some little football spot.
No,
I just want to check
you
them out
gotta.
a little bit.
Once you do, definitely hit me up and let me know what you think or what you thought. So I know you, like you say, you live in the moment. What are some of your goals though for like, I mean, the rest of you still in it, and just in long term.
Um, Obviously, my goals is to become a professional soccer player. So I like to see in a couple of years, if not 3 or more years, either in the MLS or in Europe. But like I said before, I just want to live in the moment and just see how things goes. But yeah, obviously, I see myself as a professional soccer player like in the coming years.
Even 10 years ago, people would kind of just, you wouldn't even say, oh yeah, I'll be, MLS or Europe. The goal would just totally be Europe. But now like the MLS has come so far. um, uh, I was watching the David Beckham documentary with my son, and we were looking at, and I don't know, for some reason I don't remember the MLS being that bad, but it was so bad. and and now it's like the level is so high compared to what it was even 10 years ago, that you're, I think everybody is would be, you're lucky and you proud to be part of the MLS. um what are your thoughts, and what are your do you feel that way, or do you feel like there's still some way to go?
I feel like MLS have evolved massively throughout these years. I also watched a Devin Beckham documentary. I didn't think it was that bad, but like it
Bro,
was
it's
bad.
like
But like it was but I'm thankful like I was born in this generation and how like MLS is evolving. Like there's a lot of players that goes in MLS like that stays 1 2 seasons in MLS and that goes straight to Europe and like hopefully that could be me and I'm happy that MLS is also could be a pathway to going through Europe or going to places that
like sell
we dreamt
players.
of.
Players are starting to go to Europe naturally, but even like just having a career in the MLS now, it's like there's money to be made in MLS now. The atmosphere is amazing at these stadiums. Like it's like turned into, I've in the last few years I've been watching a lot of the MLS where in the past, like I'm actually a big Liga fan. I write about Liga, so like the Premier League, Liga, um, and some of those other leagues, I would catch like the big games in MLS. But now I find myself watching like regular MLS games and all the time, and it's just crazy to me how far it's gone. But it's gotten that way because of like the MLS academies, but also D1. There's so many players coming out of D1 that are starting in the MLS, are making are just making their way to the MLS and playing good minutes. Um, can you just talk a little bit about the level in D1 and what people might it might be surprising to some people that D1 is that high of a level.
Yeah, like people, like if you talk to people before or older generation, they might think like, oh yeah, D1, the only thing they do is just kick the ball and run or this and that. But like by playing my first season here, there's not really a lot of teams. Yeah, there is teams that do that, but there's not a lot of teams that kick the ball. We actually like pass the ball. Like it's really physical. Like it's really like this form of soccer is really transitioning to like the way Europe is, or the way of like how now MLS is now. Like MLS is like really passing the ball now, and I feel like there is a lot of players in the D1 level that can make a massive impact in MLS because they're hungry. That's one, and also they have a goal. Like they wanna go far, and I feel like that's one thing that a lot of players in the MLS might not have, that little ambition that MLS D1 players
I'm
have.
not saying the MLS and D1 are the same level, but it's the level of D1 is so high that like the transition is not that difficult when you're in those top programs, like and you're playing in the Big Ten, ACC, like when you're playing in those like really competitive conferences. I see these players like even this kid from Orlando, McGuire. Like to me, he's the best striker in
Hmm.
MLS right now. Like best number 9 in MLS right now. So it's like, and you could see that the kids that are coming in, or the guys that are coming in from D1 to the MLS, they're making such a huge impact that I only think like from here the I'm talking to a lot of players who are picking D1 over homegrown contracts just because of they get a little longer to develop, but the opportunity is huge because of the super draft and things like that. Do you what do you think about that super draft experience? Do you think it's some people like it, some people don't? I actually think it's a really cool experience. What about yourself?
I don't really know a lot of information about it, a lot of information about it so far, but like, uh, I feel like it is good, but it's good at the same time, but it's bad because like there's a lot of players that goes into it and then just don't get like just don't get a contract or don't get nothing and you just get sent to
Yeah.
USL 2 or USL 1. Yeah.
What should people know if someone was looking into Belmar? What should they know about you?
They should know that like I love working hard. Like I'm a leader. Like yeah, I mostly like impact about the team goodness than my goodness, and yeah, it's pretty much that. And then know that if you get Belmar on your team, like your team's gonna go far, or your team's gonna do good on the field or off the field. Favorite move, maybe the JJ coach out or the scissor. Right now you're obligated to wear Nike because so I wear the Phantoms. Um, I don't really know. I wear anything, but if I would say one, yeah, I don't have one. I don't have one. I'm not really worried about brand. Artist, it could be either Burna Boy or yeah, Burna Boy or Tiakola, the French dude. My dying hard team, because I don't support any team, but my dying hard team is Barcelona. Yeah, obviously. Chicken Alfredo. Movie or show? I would say mm, All American. I could say show for now. Yeah, yeah, hard work.
If you were to, if to tell someone who is coming up as an academy player, or you 13, you 14 player, a little bit of advice, what would you tell them?
I would say be patient because your time is gonna come soon. So just always encourage your teammates when they're doing good, because your time to shine is gonna be soon. Obviously, every player, including myself, have been through rough times. So I really have a lot of faith. I just put my faith in God, and also just when it's going rough, I just grind it out, just work hard. Just know that like your time is gonna come eventually. So just keep working, keep working. Yeah.
I really am rooting for you. You've been super impressive, just to speak to, and your energy. You could like even over camera, like I could feel it. Like I could feel like your positivity and your faith and dedication. So I'm a huge supporter and fan, man. Thank you so much for kind of giving everybody a little bit of your backstory and telling everybody about some of your experiences in B1, man. I really appreciate it.
And thank you so much for having me. It was really a pleasure.